Fit in 10 Nation, it is day 66. 4 days to go. 4 days to go. 4 days to go. I cannot believe it. I can't believe it. Happens every challenge. Listen, a lot of you have been asking me about classes, what to do post-challenge. I'm going to really encourage you. Now, I know classes aren't running. I'm working on this, but I just keep getting the runaround from the public health officer. Like, I'm just getting ping-ponged. Nobody knows, so they send me to somebody else. Anyways, hopefully the classes will be up and running. I'm going to really encourage you, and this will come out in the post-Fit in 10 strategy. I'm going to really encourage you to do at least 3 classes per week. 3 classes per week would be very, very good. Okay, you're going to make great progress doing 3 classes per week. If you can do 4, that's awesome. That'll be like super good. And then I would do some form of what we call motility, just some movement, whether it's walking or cycling or something like that. It doesn't have to be the intense cardio that you're doing in the gym, although it could be. Sorry, not in the gym. Well, you might be doing it in the gym, but wherever you're doing it. The intense cardio work that I've been giving you guys for for the challenge portion. So post-challenge, cardio, I'm going to leave that up to you guys. I would try to do a variety, high intensity, low intensity. I'll talk about this in the post-Fit in 10. But if you want to get into classes or you want to get in the gym, you want to keep going, which I highly encourage you to do, let me know. I can set you up, and of course, you're not going to get charged until it starts, which would be whatever on the Saturday or Sunday. And then you can just sign up for the gym and come on in and just keep going. Okay. All right. I wanted to read something kind of funny that somebody wrote. So they wrote me and they said, "This is under name something specific you need help with." Not asking for help, they say, but just making a comment. I am getting very bored with my diet and the lack of variety that fits into the macros. Okay, listen, your diet doesn't have to be boring. Your diet doesn't have to be boring. And, I'm going to tell you straight up, you're spoiled. I mean, we're all spoiled. All right? I mean, at one point in time, I remember my grandparents telling me that for Christmas, they got an orange. like that, because that was like they went through World War II and they just had nothing. Like, they just basically had bread and water. So I think we need to remind ourselves that, just because we can't eat chocolates and candies, daily, doesn't give us the right to. Well, I guess you can feel however which way you want, but it's not really, it's not the most thankful attitude to have, and quite frankly, I realize this may not be fair to you because we've all grown up in a rather luxurious way of living, but you have to remember that we are very few in this world that get that. So just think, the fact that you have access to all kinds of whole foods, fruits, vegetables, meats, dairy, which you can all have in this diet, you should be very, very happy and thankful and grateful. You should be absolutely grateful. And I'm serious actually when I say this, because there is no good reason for you to feel that way or to feel this way, okay? You've got to have some kind of, and I realize that the challenge is a little more aggressive when it comes to calories, and because we've got 10 weeks, we got to do something in 10 weeks, something that's of pretty substantial change. But this is really meant to be a lifestyle thing, right? And so you want to make sure that you keep up with these whole foods afterwards. Can you have a little more carbohydrates? Sure, you can. Okay, can you increase your calories a little bit? Yes, you can. All right, but in terms of sticking with real whole food, your food choices are going to be the same. They should be the same. You should be eating real whole food. You should not be eating crap. Okay, here and there is fine, but for the sake of your well-being, I don't just mean physically. I'm talking like physiologically. I'm talking your neurology. Okay, your brain. All right, you want to be able to have a good quality of life beyond even just your physicality. All right, you want to be wholly for, this is just my term, wholly healthy. Okay, it means healthy in every respect, not just your physical appearance. Okay, obviously this challenge goes well beyond that. Anyways, be thankful for what you have, okay? And you can get more creative with your food. Take responsibility, get more creative with your food. You can get more creative, okay? The internet's a great resource for you to look up ways to make the foods that you can eat much more interesting. Okay, post-fit in 10 strategy, which I already talked about a little bit here. So I'm just going to, again, you're going to get a sheet. You're going to get an email. I should hand out a physical sheet to you guys as well when you come in for your final scan. In terms of what I want you to do for your numbers, but basically your numbers, I'd like you to sit in, depending on what you're looking to try to do, but I would recommend being somewhere around week 5 or 6 or 7, somewhere around there towards the end, a little bit more aggressive. I wouldn't jump right back to your beginning numbers. That's kind of the numbers that I would expect you to take. Now, if you don't want to do something so rigid, like following numbers of calories and all that, well, the more that you deviate away, or the more that you overconsume, you're going to see the effects of that. So, my recommendation would be you can go with a more of a soft approach, which is making sure that you get a good source of real whole protein food at every meal, and then just be very cautious with your servings of fat and carbs. Okay? You should have a good idea of what contains what by now, and in roughly what amounts. So if you are consistent with that, you should still make really good progress along with the classes, okay? 3 classes per week is what I'm going to recommend. If you can get in 4, that's awesome. But if you can, but remember, we want to be consistent, right? The idea here is to be consistent, not to be like extraordinarily good for a couple weeks. The idea here is to maybe do even a little bit less, but be consistent over time. Consistency is what this is all about, okay? So 3 classes, and then depending on how much you want to go with your diet. I know some people, like, I have clients that are like me that have been with me for like 6-7 years, and they're measuring their food and everything, and that's what they like to do. Obviously, it's got to be conducive to your lifestyle, and I'll say your other family members that you live with. I understand. I've had people mention to me that they're not. Well, basically, you're living 2 different lifestyles, right? You and your spouse, perhaps, or maybe your kids too, and it doesn't make it the most comfortable thing. But maybe you can come to a happy medium where you can do more of a soft approach and then get your family in on it as well. Because listen, they're going to benefit from that. Okay. Okay, let's get to the message of the day. The message of the day is, it's never too late. This kind of goes back to what we talked about a couple days ago with people feeling like they're getting old and all they're doing is just sort of like slowing down the decline. I want to remind you that it's never too late to become what you might have been. It's never too late to become what you might have been, and this goes for anything. Okay, even if it's even if you didn't take this challenge seriously, which I know you all did, but let's just say you didn't, right? Even if you just took these last 5 days and then just did everything perfectly, okay, that is worth something, and that will take you farther than certainly where you would be if you didn't do it. Lost my train of thought here. But when it comes to you having the choice to make progress in your life, don't ever think that, and I know people are like this, like, I'm 32, I'm over the hill now. It's like, man, you are so young, okay? And even your 40s are young, and 50s is not old either, okay? For those of you who tell me that 50s old, it's not, okay? And you can improve, and you can find ways to improve. You can find ways to improve what you're currently doing as well. I'm sure you can. I'm positive you can. Okay, so if you want to talk to me personally one-on-one about this, I'll be more than happy to sit down with you, and maybe we can lay something out a little bit more appropriate for you. Okay. All right, I'll be more than happy to do that. But you will get, like I said, a Fit in 10, an official Fit in 10, or should I say post Fit in 10 strategy, okay? On that note, you guys, positive energy, positive vibes, believe in yourself, and for the love of God, give some gratitude for everything you have. God, man, I can't believe people are complaining about food. Seriously, you seriously think about that. Think about how lucky you are, okay? We don't really, we are very few of the people on this earth that get the choices that we do, that have the access to the things that we have. Be thankful, okay? Give some gratitude, and then maybe your food will seem better to you, all right? We'll talk to you guys all very soon. See you guys.